Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is the long-awaited third episode of the How to Be Ethereal Tips and Tricks series, where I divulge stylistic tactics that make you unforgettable, that immortalize you, that help you to turn into a godlike figure. Now, does anyone else remember that scene from Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, where Lola is telling Ella about how she was born and the story of her parents' romance? I mean, wasn't that story absolutely amazing? Wasn't it the most interesting story in the world? But it was just a story, wasn't it? I mean, we find out later that Lola lies all the time, and it gets her into a lot of trouble. Lola, like myself, like most people, is not satisfied with reality. And Lola goes to extreme lengths to embellish her seemingly boring life. Lola, however, is an example of someone who knows how to publicize herself, how to market herself. She's very good at it. She's quick, too. She's keenly aware of the fact that people want magic and myth, not the mundane. And this tendency, however dishonest it may be, has been used by publicists and artists and has been tandem to hearsay for many, many years, for hundreds of years. Whether or not it's something completely false or ridiculous, the public loves to hear secrets about artists, about celebrities, and we want to look at those people as gods. So the stranger the rumors are, the more stylistic, the better. We eat that shit up, don't we? An excellent example of this is Theda Bara. She was the first sex symbol of film, and she's the woman from which the term vamp originates. This was in like 1910s, not even 20s yet. Like the vamp became a huge sensation in the 20s, but Theda Bara was before the 20s. Theda Bara was not born Theda Bara at all. In fact, she was born Theodosia Goodman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Her father was Jewish, and her mother was French-Swiss, I believe. However, Fox Media didn't think that was enough. And not to mention that Theda Bara, at the time of her fame, was aging, and she was starting to move past her late 20s, which was pretty much, at the time, an unacceptable age to be an actress. But Fox had something else intended for her. They decided to stage one of the first ever sensationalized publicity campaigns. Theodosia became Theda Bara, apparently an anagram for Arab death, and was the love child of an Italian sculptor and a French actress. She was born in the shadow of the Sphinx and grew up in the Sahara Desert and studied the occult. It was also said she received over 1,000 marriage proposals. Theda joked some years later that the writers that were working at Fox were working day and night to concoct these wild stories about her. And they worked. She was an overnight success. She created 40 films in 4 years. She was instantly famous, notorious really. And every film, of course, represented her as like the devil's mistress or this great exotic Arabian goddess. She played into that role all the time. This is a very extreme case, much like Lola's birth story. But the film industry and artists and writers such as Oscar Wilde and Aubrey Beardsley from the century before were using white lies, as well as stylistic amendments and proclamations, to garner the public's interest. These tactics are usually done as a way to sell or promote something, or to get into higher society. But more than anything, I would say, it's an attempt to appear godlike, or to be thought about in that way, to be kind of immortal and rogue, and at the very least, radically individualistic. They wanted to be someone that you remembered. And man, the masses love to worship. I mean, it's only natural. And the masses especially love to deify just any regular human being. I mean, the Roman Catholic Church has been doing that for 2,000 years, and you see this in every high school cafeteria. I briefly mentioned in another video in this series that in order to be ethereal, you need to kind of create myth around yourself. It's very, very important. And the way to do that is by being your own publicist. Pretend you're a brand new silver screen star or artist and write down what you want people to be saying about you when you leave the room. Work day and night like those writers did for Theda Bara at Fox. And whatever you decide on should range from mildly stylistic to borderline outrageous. Just go all the way with it and own it. And if it's a lie, make it such a brazen lie that people just kind of take it for what it is and that they don't expect the truth from you. That this lie is just a way for you to express yourself. That's the kind of beauty of artifice, is that people know that it's fake, but they're still enjoying themselves. Does that make sense? And the thing is, they don't have to be complete lies either. I'm not like telling you to lie or anything. But I would say that all of your rumors about yourself should be 4 things. They should be exotic, unusual, personalized, and specific. Also, if you want to throw a little bit of sex appeal in there, that never hurt anybody. When Aubrey Beardsley was asked about his work, he stated, "I can only draw at night with the curtains drawn by the light of 2 ormolu candlesticks." It was once said that Marlene Dietrich's legs were insured. When Marilyn Monroe was asked what she wears to bed, she says, "I only wear Chanel No. 5. In White Oleander, the book, Ingrid Magnusson, when asked if she wanted to go out to dinner, said, "I never eat." As your own publicist, it is your job to work on or embellish your more unique qualities. Make them seem like things that only a genius or like a god would do, or at the very least for somebody who is individualistic, a maverick. You do not want to seem like a normal human being. You do not want to seem like an average person. That is the whole point of talking like this. Oscar Wilde talked about himself like this all the time. And he did it for effect. He believed in poeticizing his presence, something that Robert Greene would probably say. He believed in talking or living for effect, for shock, to get a reaction out of people. That is exactly what these rumors are. They're to stun people, to make people stop in their tracks and think about you for a minute. It's to put the spotlight on you. It's to make them wonder. Now, just to make it a little bit easier, I came up with a few for myself. I spoke to God on the floor of an apartment complex in Florence, and he gifted me with the ability to draw. I only survive on steak, dry wine, and blood oranges. Oh, I moonbathe to get my hair this white, and sometimes moths mistake my hair for the moon. When I'm sick, only swan's down will cure me. Oh, I'm Austrian. I'm descendant of the Vienna secessionists. I choose lovers by how close they get to me when they speak to me. The best way, in my opinion, to create these kinds of rumors is to create them like your brain would create dreams. If you really need inspiration, take inspiration from your own memories, of course. Everything should be rooted in reality at some point. But misplace things. Take colors, places, dates, names, and mix them all. Give them new purposes. Give them a new slot in your story. A good example of like jumbling this up is the first rumor that I mentioned about myself, about talking to God on the floor of an apartment complex in Italy, in Florence. That did happen. I did speak to God, and it was art related, but it wasn't in Florence. It was just in an apartment complex that was named an Italian name. And I had already been able to draw at that time, but I had chosen to embellish that rumor to say that God had given me that gift at that time. See what I'm saying? There are bits and pieces of the truth in there, but things are just changed around, moved around a little bit, and then embellished. You take what's true about yourself and you completely exaggerate it, or you refine it and you lessen it to just a few points of reference. It's all about how with these rumors, how you do things, how you say it. Additionally, it's also not just about how you do things, but it's also about how you feel, your philosophies, how you think about the world. That's very interesting to people too. Put your most outrageous thoughts out there. That's why I included the last one, because people don't just vie after lifestyle, they also vie after other people's ideas. And with the last one that I mentioned, that is insight onto how I view men, and it is unusual, is it not? It's very specific, that's for sure. Get creative with it. Like I said, the world doesn't want reality. That's why people look for every avenue to escape it. Netflix TV shows, shopping, social media, addiction, you name it. So, we are at the end of this video, and I have a request of you guys. I would like you guys in the comments to write down the rumors that you want spread about yourself. How are you going to make yourself into a myth? What is your myth? What are the rumors? You know, I wanna see them in your comments, even if there's only one, if you can only think of one. I'd love to know what it is. Get creative with it, you know, be outrageous with it, have fun. You know, if they're not outrageous, try and make them clever. And if you want to, you can explain like how you got that rumor, or if you want to be secretive about it, go right ahead. But yeah, definitely I would love to see comments where you guys come up with your own rumors about yourself. I'll believe every single one of them. I'm so ready for those responses. I'm so excited. I should honestly make like a community post for it or something. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.